Hello. Apparently I'm live. It does seem to be working. Yes, good. It's just a bit delayed. For some reason, my picture that I'm watching me is coming out of the speaker as well. Let me get rid of that. See, nothing ever goes quite according to plan. For some reason, my video that I'm watching of me on the screen here is slightly delayed, and it's freaking me out just a little bit, because if I go like that, it does it like half a second later. It's very confusing. I'll try not to watch myself. Right. Hello and welcome. As you know, I'm Chris. This is Gross Models, and this is an evening with the gang. Or at the moment, it's just an evening with me, because none of the gang are here. They might turn up, they might not. It might just be me. My coughing voice spluttering thing is better than it has been, so hopefully I'll make it through an hour and a half. Even if it is just me, I'll just be, going quiet for a little while and reading the chat, and you can talk amongst yourselves and stuff. So, Dad says it's delaying here too. How do you know it's delaying? You're not watching me in the real world, so you don't know if it's delaying, do you? How do you what? You also have a delay. How do you know you've got a delay? Is the sound not matching up with the video? Is that the delay? See, nothing ever goes according to plan, does it? Let me. What can I do? I'll turn off that and I'll turn on that, so that I'll turn the camera off momentarily, but I shall return. In fact, I'll still be here talking, so you can still hear me. And hopefully when I come back, it will be actually properly live and with me and everything else. Let's see. Is that going to work? Let's try again. Yeah, that's better. Look, I can do it. It's almost live now because I'm actually here and live and stuff. Yay! Right. We'll start again, shall we? Hello. Welcome to an evening with me and the gang. Or me, as I just said, because none of the gang are here yet. I see Dad's in chat and Vincent's in chat as well. So with any luck, one of them, at least, both of them maybe, and others, will pop up and join up and appear down here, and little pictures down the bottom there. If they do and they don't say anything, give me a shout in chat, because I might not notice. They tend to keep quiet when they do turn up. But it'll be nice if they do, because then I don't have to keep talking, and I might have a voice still tomorrow. But if not, we'll keep going. I've got a couple of things that I can be doing while talking to you, so I'm not just going to be sitting here quietly looking at the camera. Right, lip sync. Also, hi. Vincent says hi. Yeah, hello everybody. As ever, Pascal was in chat first. He wasn't really first because I was there like ages ago when I set it up. But he says 1 hour left. And then Dad was in saying good evening. And yep, everyone's here. Borry Models is in. Reading through the chat, see the names that I've already. It's easier than doing on Monday night because there's not so many people here. Tyrone's in, and Sergeant Bones has just come in. Oi, Chris, he says. Oi, is that just like a oi, Chris, or is it oi, Chris? Like I want to have words with you. I don't know. It's very strange. Jamie Bones in, and Bill Trap Models and Swinging Pig have just turned up. Ted's at the control. Ted's not at the controls. Ted's not even here. Ted's invited. He can come in and join if he ever wants to. You never know. It might happen. I think he's been in once. But you never know who's going to turn up. That's what makes it interesting. It's not just the same all the time. Borry Model says, how do you know we're not watching you in the real world, Chris? Well, because I can see the other side of the camera in the real world, and none of you are there. I've noticed because I'd be able to see you. Right, as I was saying in the chat earlier, just now in fact, Pascal's been having some computer problems. Now, I've been having some computer problems, and it's a very strange computer problem. It's easier to use real words rather than try and type it in chat to everybody. So, I'll lay out my problem, and you can see what happened. I got a new PC a month and a half ago-ish, a couple of months ago, and everything was lovely. It's fine. I was using the laptop streaming before, but it was all getting a bit slow and things weren't working, so I got a proper PC, fine for streaming, fine for games and everything else. It's powerful enough to do stuff, but not super high end powerful, and everything was lovely. It's even got 2 monitors, so I can have split screeny things and monitor things over there while I'm watching things over here as well. But at some point a couple of weeks ago, my internet speed started to plummet. and I couldn't figure out what was going on. I rebooted everything, reset everything, started it all off again. And sometimes it was fine. I was getting really quick speeds. I'd get like 350 megawatts per thingy, which is what I should be getting. But whenever I turned the computer on, I found out it was going down to about 5 rather than 350. I couldn't understand what was going on. I thought the computer was, virus or something, or doing some uploady thing. But looking at the task manager and things, running Windows, by the way, just in case it helps anybody troubleshoot for me. And it wasn't showing any network traffic or anything like that. So I thought, that's very strange. It hasn't got Wi-Fi. It's not Wi-Fi capable. It's got a little dongle thing that came with it, like that. That one, in fact, which you plug in to give you Wi-Fi. But as you can see, it's not plugged in. So it's not connected to Wi-Fi. I unplugged the Ethernet cable from the computer, and it still made the speed plummet on my Wi-Fi network, on my home network, not just the Wi-Fi network. Another computer plugged into the router by a cable. With this computer off, I get full speed. When I turn this computer on, even though it's not plugged into the internet, it made the speed plummet. I thought, I couldn't understand what was going on. So I was in the process of figuring out some sort of radio antenna wave mix up something, because it's in the same room as the broadband comes into the house. So I was in the process of unplugging the entire PC setup and taking it somewhere else to try it, see if it did it in another room in the house. And I found out if I unplugged the second monitor just from the back of the computer, the speeds went back up. They're not up to where they should be, but they're a lot higher than they were before. And even with it plugged into the internet, it's exactly the same. If I unplug that second monitor, the speeds go up. So it must be some sort of interference somewhere along the line, because it's not physically connected to the internet and it's still doing it. So any solutions, any suggestions? I haven't actually tried putting it in a different room yet, because I got halfway and thought, oh, that's very strange, that does that. So it's working fine. The up down download is acceptable, but it's not quite right. So does anyone know what you're doing? I'll leave that to you. You can figure it all out. Come back to me when you get it. If you know anything, got anything, give me a shout through any of the available channels. You can get me on, Facebook and Messenger, and email me at grossmodels@gmail.com for anything, not just this. If anything you want me to talk about or shout out or anything. Right. Jared B says, "Sup, Chris? Watched your Terminator teeth video today. Do you get 4 things a month like the R2D2? Eventually, yes, but at the moment, no. It's only just started, so there's not much going on at the moment. I haven't actually received any subscription at all yet. I bought issue 1 in the shop and subscribed to it eventually then after a week or so. So they're actually going to send out issue 2 and 3, and then they're sending out issues 4, 5, and 6 at some point after. And then it will be 4 issues every 4 weeks. Excuse me. So basically 1 a month, but not quite. But at the moment, I haven't got any more. I did go out and buy issue 2, which is why I put up the teeth things, because it was another cheap issue. So I don't mind having 2 of them and playing around and trying things out. But yeah, not yet, but it will be eventually. But for a couple of months, it's going to be shorter. So at some point when I get issue 2 and 3 delivered, I'll do an issue 3 video. Obviously, I won't do a 2 one again, because I did, although I did that second video on the first one with some modifications. There are a couple of modifications available. I thought talk might come around to this, so I have been prepared and ready. There's a couple of mods that people are doing for this. They are the top sort of jawline, according to the pictures, which I have here conveniently, almost ready. Look, it's not dead straight. It's got a sort of shaping to it, like an upper lip shaping. So people have been sort of dremeling the shape onto that, which I'm thinking I might well try and do. I've got 2 of the faceplates anyway, because that was issue 1. So I'm thinking I might have a go at doing that. The other thing people are doing, they're saying the teeth are too big. So they're sort of not fitting the teeth, taking teeth out, filing the underside of the teeth so they fit further up, so they're shorter, basically. But I'm not convinced on that. I don't think that's the right way to go, because apart from anything else, when you get the lower jaw, they're not going to meet together, because you're going to have shortened them, and you're probably going to shorten the bottom ones as well. So you're going to have a gap in between them when they shut. So I don't want to do that. And although the teeth are bigger than real teeth, there's no gums or anything there. So you'd be able to see more of it. If your lips and gums weren't there, then you'd be able to see more teeth. So I think that's probably correct. So I'll be leaving the size of the teeth okay, but they do need a bit of weathering and sorting out. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that now or wait till I've got all of the teeth, although that might be in a year's time. But these builds don't always start at the top and go down. Indeed, we've got a bit of one of the arms, which is another metal piece. The inside bit here, let me take that off there. If you've seen the video, you already know it, but you know, that the front plate is metal. That's the bit that could do with modification. This inset piece that the teeth are fitted onto is actually plastic. So I was sort of concerned as to how the polishing and it's going to match up. But when you put it together, you can obviously see this is the plastic bit, that's the metal bit. When they go together, if I get them in the right place, about there, this bit is still very shiny against that. So I'm thinking the polished shiny is probably the way to go. So I'm going to try polishing this bit up again a bit, as well as panel lining and things like that, because I'm going to be getting another one of them with the issue 2 anyway. So I might give that a quick polish up tonight. I would say if nobody turns up, but I see Paul just snuck in the back door. So we have a visitor. Boris says, leave the teeth until you have the lower jaw. Yeah, I'm certainly not going to do any modifications on them, but they will need some weathering. And someone did just a Nuln Oil wash on them, and it looked really good. It just sort of fills in the edges a bit. So I might end up doing that. Right. John's in. He says, hi all. Chris Henderson's in as well. They're talking amongst themselves. Where's the Sprue crew tonight, says Dad. Well, you know, you're welcome to come in and join. You're a member of them, aren't you? You can come and join.
Yeah, I wasn't going to point that out to you, Dad.
Or he says, leave the teeth until you have the lower jaw. Collins Infester says, Chris did say earlier that he was overrun last week. It did feel a little bit outnumbered last week, I must admit, but not in a bad way. You're always welcome. But Paul's here. I can see Paul's here because I can see a not Paul down in the picture. Actually, if there's only 2 of us, I don't think you get the little pictures down in the corner. So, yeah, you don't get the little pictures down in the corner, I don't think, when there's only 2 people here. So you might not have noticed that Paul wasn't here unless you heard him talking.
Yeah, you were nattering away, so I snuck in.
I was. I saw the thing appear, and I thought I'll just finish, and then I'll do a quick introduction. Hello, Paul.
Hello.
How you doing? I didn't think you were going to come in tonight. You said you.
No, I saw that all of the Sprue crew had left you hanging. You know, subtle, hey?
Yep.
And I thought I'd come and say hello.
They'll all turn up now. You wait.
Yeah, you see, this was my grand plan, and I get to play with my new hot cutter of hot foam on the internet.
Yeah, hang on. Let me click on you so it's just you, not just me. Things. Yeah. Now I'm sure that when I was little, such things existed, but yeah. I seem to remember them being one bit of wire, like in a frame.
Yeah, you can get
that you plug in both ends of the wire basically to a battery. It wasn't like a mini lightsaber.
Yeah, the wire ones do still exist because you can use them to like cut specific shapes. But to be quite honest, they were more expensive and not on Prime next day at 11 o'clock last night when I was lying in bed and I ordered it.
Yeah. The real question that everybody's asking is, have you burnt yourself yet? How many times have you burnt yourself?
Not yet, but I am live on the internet.
This is true, yep.
Who's snuck in?
We have a Dave in.
Hello.
I'll click on the little button and make Dave talk for a little while.
Hello, Dave. You want to buy some pegs, Dave?
Some what? Want to buy some what?
You want to buy some pegs, Dave?
No, I don't know.
There are very few people that will get that joke, then, clearly.
Yeah, I don't think any of us are here.
I can go again, you know, Chris.
Tom's in, says hello. Just in for a minute, then off to take the oldest to piano, but we'll be back with questions.
Oh, it's Tom. Hello, Tom.
Good questions.
Yeah, I don't know about the questions. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. But yep. Scale Model Muse says smelly melting stuff. Yay!
It does. It does.
That's the one.
stink.
That's what.
See,
That's what I
nearly
remember,
did
Dave.
swear, but I stopped myself then.
That's what I remember.
Same
Something
thing,
like
yeah.
that.
And I'd just like to say I like Tom a lot because he looks like the Boomhut equivalent of Adam Savage. So that's awesome.
Why are we playing with Bernie things? What?
Yeah, I'm going to call it Clifton. No,
No, I don't get that one either.
you're leaving. Oh, for God's sake, Bernie Clifton. Never mind.
Okay, yeah, got you now. I
I thought Dave would get that because he's.
It just
a bit
needed
older,
explaining,
a bit
sorry.
older. Yeah, my humour's wasted. You know, I could have just sat in chat and heckled like I normally do.
You could have. Pascal says, "Ooh, I see an Attack on Titan cape."
Yes.
God, it stinks.
How do you recognise that from that? Oh, I don't get it.
What? My Attack on Titan cake stinks. What?
Yeah, probably.
We haven't watched it for weeks, have you, Dave?
Kenneth's in from Down Under. He says, "You know, it's going to be a great day when you wake up and the Gross Gang is live."
Hello,
Yeah,
Kenneth.
well done, Kenneth.
Lovely, lovely man.
Thank you.
Oh, hang on.
Hang
My
about.
favourite
What's
Australian.
Dave doing?
I better put me out on if Kenneth's in.
To make you feel at home.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, cool.
All I'm wearing is a hat. It's
Just a hat.
lovely. Yeah. Right, so they look like.
Can you shake your head a little bit, Dave?
Yeah, but it
No,
wax.
I mean, actually, from round and round, just like you're shaking your head. No, not that, you fool.
Right, let's see. Actually, I'm gonna
Tom says thanks, and it's not the first time he's heard that either.
stinks. Oh.
Ah,
But yeah, going back to my hot foam cutting fun.
Hmm.
For those who haven't seen, let's see if I actually get this on camera.
yeah.
Because obviously where I've got a camera doesn't really help things. Focus, come on. Good girl. Well,
That's better. Oh, yeah,
there we go. Let me just tilt that up a little bit. So this is the first bit of practice polystyrene I used. I wanted to try and make it look like bits of rock. I didn't know if I'd be able to properly, so I gave it a go, and it actually looks all right. You still get a little bit of the because it's standard packing polystyrene I'm using. You still get a bit of the sort of the bubbly look on some little bits, but overall it's actually come out really quite well.
It has. Tom's just saying, is this the chat only stream and you guys will be here for another hour? Yeah, well, it's the chat only for you lot. I do a live, anyone can join in at the end of the month. The last Thursday in the month will be the anyone can join. At the moment, you can join in the chat, but you can't come on camera until the end of the month. This is our private special time. And we'll be here for another hour. That's the plan. I normally do 90 minutes, so 8 till 9 UK time.
So yeah, another hour.
Time, wherever. Yep.
That's what you want, Paul.
Oh, hang about.
What?
That's a big one, Dave.
Oh God, yeah, you've got a big one, Dave.
Yeah, what you do, mate?
I assume it's a big one. It's not just
Really close to
you are. That's probably about the same size as one of these bits.
No, that's polystyrene. It's the same as you're using, mate. But what I've done, I went to Poundland, see?
That makes a change.
You say that.
You get your gloves on and you water this down. I know where you got that from, mate. You went to Wilkinson's for that one, didn't you?
Yeah.
You're posh, you are. You got a Wilkinson, not Poundland. What you do, mate, just stick them in a bowl or something, water it down with like 30% water, 70% filler. Get your rubber gloves on and then just smear it all over it and leave it to dry. And then dry.
Lovely. Yeah, but this is more fun because I'm burning stuff.
Oh yeah, you got to burn the shape of it first. That's the
See,
best bit.
I'm still not swearing, Chris. I'm doing really
shape was the word you were looking for there, wasn't it? Shape.
really difficult not doing the flares. But yeah, it's quite good fun. And I'm going to practice a bit more and try and get it looking, because obviously the color scheme I used on this is junk.
I thought it was black.
Yeah, well, it was the first two grey paints that were like.
Yeah, I don't see grey in it at all. I just thought it was black.
I put black primer on, then some anthracite grey, and then just dry brushed with pale blue grey just to get an idea. One thing I have learned, because it's the packing beads, it absorbs paint like you would not believe.
I think even the primer will get sucked into it, won't it?
Even the primer did. It was crazy. So what I'm going to do with the next batch, I will whack on a bit of the old Mod Podge.
I was going to suggest not Mod Podge. I was going to suggest PVA.
Yeah, but my PVA dried up.
It's harder to use. Ray's in from Malta. Hi, Ray.
Hello, Ray. So,
you got a really intricate shape for that.
Because the other good thing I'm thinking about, like all the bits I've just carved out, the rocks, they'll glue together with extra thin because they're polystyrene.
No, just melted too much, mate.
Yeah, but
it'll just eat away completely, won't it?
If I use the quick dry, it flashes off really, really fast.
Yeah, but put a bit of quick dry on some of it, it'll just eat straight through it.
Let's find out. Let's do science.
Do science now, but I know what'll happen.
Well, yeah, I know, but it's a laugh, isn't it?
This is where Paul ends up discovering how to make napalm and die.
To be fair, Dave, you're not far off. There you go, that worked.
Oh, okay.
Sad thing is, I do actually know how to make napalm.
Yeah.
And it does not involve polystyrene, internet honest. I tell you how I learnt about it. It was an Australian comic. I can't remember the guy's name, but he was talking about how when he was a kid, he had no sense of danger, and was doing whatever the hell he was doing, and accidentally made napalm that then basically flooded through the drains on their street and just went, and yeah, it didn't go well. But the Huntsman spiders still survived.
Yeah, I think they're fireproof, aren't they?
Yeah, they're everything proof. Yeah, I wonder now if I can carve that bit to look a bit more like some rock again.
What's the little toy car?
Which little this one?
Yeah,
that's yours. It's actually that's twice your scale. It's a HO scale. Oh, excuse me, toy car.
Okay, I just
noticed
it in the background there and thought, why has he got a little white toy car?
I'm building lots of model railway size stuff at the moment because I want to, basically. And you can get packs of 50 of these, frankly, crappy cars that are the right scale but look crap from Amazon. So I did.
Right, so you're going to be doing some more carving.
Yeah.
Is it only the tip that gets hot, or does it?
No, the
entire shaft.
The entire shaft gets the entire shaft is hot
usable.
So I can burn with the back as well.
Oh yeah.
She's going to end in tears, isn't it, Chris? You know it.
I've got it locked on Paul because I'm pretty sure someone's going to be screaming or melting, or he's going to stab himself with it.
Yeah, but you know,
I'm pretty sure if he stabs himself with it, it won't bleed though, will it? Because it will cauterize itself.
It should cauterize. Oh, it stinks.
I can almost smell it from here now. I can see the fume going off. You should be wearing a mask or something, I'm sure.
Yeah. Do you want to pop round and just pick my respirator up from downstairs?
No.
All right. It's all right. Me and Dave can keep your adoring public.
I'm sure you would. There might even be 3 of them still watching when I come back.
Yeah. The challenge is actually sort of working out what on earth rock kind of essentially what it looks like almost.
Yeah, sort of.
Or is it rotation or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, is it igneous or the other one?
It's igneous. Take off. So the thing is, because the entire shaft gets hot, you can actually use it horizontally and just smooth off a lot of the.
Yeah, that makes more smell though, doesn't it?
Yeah, I know. I've got to work out how best to clean the melted foam off as well.
So it's battery powered, I assume.
This one's mains actually.
Oh, it's mains powered. There's a real good burning going on there then.
Yeah, because A, mains is better, and B, I sort of, in a funny way, I trust it more because I can unplug it. Because it's from a company that had a dodgy name and just sounded a bit
if you get stuff stuck on it, you know you can just use your fingers to wipe it off really quick.
Yeah.
If you go really quick, it's fine. It works.
Yep. Oh, it's like that episode of Mythbusters where they put their hand in molten lead.
Yeah, if you do it quick enough, it doesn't hurt.
Yeah. What if it melts my cutting mat?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it would do. Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Is this going to be an episode of what does it melt?
Yeah. Does it blend? Yeah. Right. Is that car on screen?
Yeah.
I've got like 40 of the damn things. Let's see what happens.
It melts it, Paul.
Shouldn't we have done the disclaimer first, Chris?
No, it's all Paul's fault. It's not my fault.
Yeah. Please, children, don't try this at home. Paul is a trained professional.
Yeah, it works. Awesome. That was fun.
Yeah, Paul is an idiot. Don't try this at home.
I'm an expert. I'm a highly trained dipstick.
Chris Henderson says igneous, sedimentary, or metamorphic.
Yeah.
That's the other two types of rock that I could never remember. Igneous is the only one I can remember. I don't know why.
Sedimentary is the one that's
Just doesn't do anything. Just sort of sits there.
And metamorphic's the one that keeps changing.
That's the one like Transformers, isn't it?
No, it's Gundam.
Ah, right.
Close, but
Different. Adam Clarkson saying evening all as well.
evening. Right, so that looks roughly rocky-ish. I'm going to unplug the
No, don't unplug it.
lightsaber.
It's fine. Have you just unplugged the little handle bit? Has that not got?
Oh, yeah, it's got a AC adapter.
Oh, right, okay.
It's the sort of the safety net of. I'll pull that out as well, just in case.
Is it still hot?
Let's find out. Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
It cools off pretty quickly, actually.
What about now?
Hang on, let me just put it on my tongue.
Yeah, try on the Indian tongue, that do it.
Just
Right.
yeah, you could do piercings at home with that.
Yeah, you could do.
You could pierce everything.
Mud punch.
I know this is just going to be tonight, sitting watching Paul do stuff.
Well, you know, I mean, it's time to do, isn't it?
Muse is going. Time for me to run. Headed to town to shop. I try to avoid the Warhammer shop. No, don't do that.
No.
Go in, you know you want to.
I did a stupid bit this morning when I went there. I'm already in the process of painting 6 different armies, and I picked up something else for 7th.
Oh, hang about, Dave. I missed that. What was that?
I'm halfway through painting 6 different Warhammer armies.
Yep.
And I picked up my 7th today.
Right. Why are they all different? Why not the same army with different things to go to the same army? Why have they all got to be different armies?
No, I've got well, at Age of Sigmar, I've got 3 different armies, 3 different factions, and then the Warhammers are the same now. So you just do, don't you?
No, I don't.
Yeah, Chris is weird. He doesn't do it properly.
I don't buy any Warhammer stuff. People buy it for me.
Yeah.
So far.
I can't think who.
Yeah,
Someone lovely, obviously.
Yeah, Paul started it.
you walk in the
You're right, I did.
I've been into the Warhammer shop. I go in when I need to buy some paints or a paintbrush or whatever, and I go in and buy what I want to buy, what I've got on my list, and then I walk out again with the stuff that I wanted.
Strange.
Don't see the problem.
It's not natural, that. Not right.
I look at some stuff. I look at stuff and think that's quite nice, and then I walk away from it.
I sometimes worry about it.
Bones says there's no such thing as avoiding a Games Workshop store. I don't avoid them. It's the wrong end of town. I don't go down that end very much, so it's not like I go past it every day.
Yeah, me either.
What, is it the posh end then?
There's a bad end and a worse end. Yeah, and it's in the worst end.
Actually, yeah, you're probably right.
No, definitely right. Yeah.
Well, I thought the Queen lived at the other end.
No, that's the other direction.
Oh, okay.
Sideways, sort of sideways. Yeah.
Yeah. And she's in the bad end anyway. You know what she's like.
Yeah. Oh, Lizzie, bless her.
Yeah. Down the pub every night, you know, Queen's Head.
Yeah.
That's a special reference just that me and Chris will get.
Not really.
Well, what's the pub opposite your shop?
Yeah, I know, but there's lots of Queen's Heads around.
Yeah, but it's the one opposite your shop.
Yeah, well, I'm sure there's more than one.
Well,
There's
yeah,
gonna but it's always the Queen's Head, isn't it? It's never the Queen's foot or. You know.
Yeah. Queen's left leg.
Yeah.
well, all the
Queen's
other body
Head.
parts are blasphemous, apparently. So.
Adam Clark does it right. See, he managed to go in for a brush and managed to leave with only the brush.
How?
Unlike that visit from Fox, where he went in for a brush and came out with a different brush and forgot the one he went in for.
Yeah, and then went back and got the brush and some other stuff as well.
So we should all take a moment to say, especially because he's not here, Fox is a butt when it comes to stuff like that.
He just get very forgetful. He can't remember stuff.
I also figured that last time I made a joke about Fox like that live on the internet with you, he appeared.
Borry Models is saying he's getting feedback from someone's speakers. Yeah, it's Dave. It's always Dave.
Why does he keep doing that? It's weird.
It's because you've got something else open.
Because wherever you've got the microphone is picking up the sound coming out the speakers.
No, because the speakers are behind the microphone.
Exactly.
And they're pointing the opposite direction to try and stop that.
Yeah, but sound still comes out and goes everywhere, doesn't it? That's why I don't have you not coming out of speakers at all. You're only in here.
Yeah.
You're only coming out of my ear. So
I've got you coming out of my PC speakers.
If I go like that, then you might get some feedback. But I won't do that.
Yeah. No, what I think I'll do is I'll have to go into settings and reduce the sensitivity of the microphone.
Yeah, I used to have it so it came out of the speakers and stuff, but it was getting occasional feedback, which for a professional outfit like E-Models just isn't good enough.
Right.
Vincent says he went into a Warhammer affiliated tabletop game shop, walked out with only a brush and the 2 MTG boosters I sneaked in, but he had the missus with him.
Right.
And Dad's telling you just to turn your speaker volume down, but then he won't be able to hear us.
That's all right. You can just guess what we're talking about.
Vincent says she noticed the boosters and gave him trouble about it.
Yeah, just say, my money. I enjoy them. It's much more fun that way.
I bought them for you, darling.
Yeah, thought you'd like them. But if you don't want them, I'll keep them.
Yeah, I suppose we can't take them back. I lost the receipt, unfortunately, so I'll have to keep
them now.
And they'll go with the other ones that I got that I didn't tell you about. Oh dear.
Yeah. What else can I burn? My lightsaber.
See, I don't get that. She never complains about that. She just gives me my pocket money every week, and it's like I spend it on what I want.
Yeah, well, maybe he went over his pocket money spending limit.
I know. Yeah. See, I'm not allowed that. She just gives me it. There's your pocket money. She's learned in the past.
You unplugged your Bernie thing, Paul. You don't need to find anything else to burn.
Yeah, true. It's I must say, it's not the most sort of reliably built looking piece of stuff. Yeah, that one.
It's all right. It's got a seam line. You can feel that bit of.
And the metal plate here, there's a nice gap.
Yeah,
I can't see that. That's out of focus.
Is it? Oh, okay.
A very big chunky screws it's got holding it together. It's not going to fall apart, is it? No.
Yeah, and when you look, there's the screws going. They're just bog standard. The screws they found in the coffee jar in the cupboard. You know.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, they'll do. The old Nescafe jar full of screws and rule plugs and stuff. But it works. I was looking for a static grass applicator last night as well, because frankly, it's nice and neat. I was looking on eBay, and people are selling static grass applicators that are they've literally made them themselves from
fly swatters.
From a little tiny tea strainer size sieve.
Yeah,
and it's not even. It's obvious that they've just got one and bodged it into that handle that will generate the static charge. And now they're saying, this design is patented and this and that and the other. Like, yeah, I'm not going to buy that. I don't trust that not to electrocute myself.
Vincent's telling you to build it yourself.
I would, but I'm not you, Vincent. I don't trust myself with electricity.
We shouldn't trust Paul with electricity, really.
You can barely trust me with a Bernie lightsaber stick. That car agrees.
I'm actually slightly sad that you weren't making lightsaber noises as you're waving it around.
I was in my mind. All right, is that dried yet? No, of course it isn't.
So, what have you been up to this week, Dave? I haven't seen you for a little while.
Yeah, I've been painting all the poxwalkers in the world, mate.
Ah, right.
I've just built the Dreadnought, filmed episode 3 today. That's ready to go. I'll put that up next week. I put episode 2 up today, so that's done. And I'm just painting all these poxwalkers for the boys for the Plague Marine Army.
You're not doing the conquest thing, are you?
No, I'm not. No.
These are all from the start collecting packs and big things like that. And
Yeah,
like that 50 quid pack you got and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're brilliant.
They are fantastic value. The start collecting things. I mean, they're not cheap in terms of absolute spend, but in terms of the amount of stuff you get in them.
You seem to have spilled some paint on your mat there, Paul.
No, it's my. You're thinking of my palette.
Yeah, you tend. I mean, the price have just gone up last couple of weeks. They've gone to £55 now. A lot of them.
Yeah.
But you're still getting between, depending on the set, it's £77 to £84 worth, depending on which one you get.
Yeah, I've got the Sylvaneth start collecting set.
Oh, the tree.
Yeah, because I wanted the massive tree bastard.
Yeah.
Can't remember its name. And when I was browsing and looking at it, I picked that out, and our lovely local Games Workshop manager, I think it actually was Lee in this case, Chris, he said, look, seriously, why don't you buy that? Because you're paying 30 odd quid for that one piece, but you'll get all this other shit for however much else it was. It's like, oh, go on then.
Yeah, they do make sense.
It's because he knows a sucker when he sees one.
Yeah, they are a real bargain.
Why do you want to buy that one thing when you can buy this more expensive thing that's got more than one thing in it?
Yeah. Well, that was the thing when I went in to get the what's it called? The snow texture. Brian Blessed Blizzard, that one. He said, look, again, buy this set because you get a couple of other things and some other shit. Oh, all right.
Have you tried that one yet, Paul? The Grelin Earth?
I think I've got some of that somewhere, and it may well have been some of that in the set I got as well. But
yeah, I think
in fact, yes, I have got some because it's the dried riverbed cracky thing.
Yeah, it sort of affects it if you underpaint it.
Yeah, because that was the one you did that really cool lava base with, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's clever stuff. I like it.
Yeah.
I think I've missed stuff in the chat because Vincent just says, mine made my hand go numb for 5 minutes.
Makes it feel like someone else, Vincent.
I'm not so certain what's going on there, but I think it's best not to look too far into it.
I'm hoping he means his static grass applicator. Either way, funny. That's those two bits of.
Well, what did you do then? Did you just clean your palette?
Yeah.
Blimey.
Yeah, wiped your palette clean. You know.
You not thought about making a wet palette, mate? They're so easy.
Not for primer, Dave. Just a bottle of black primer. And to be honest, much as I'd like to use a wet palette, I know how much this irritates Fox.
Oh, okay.
And again, everyone knows I delight in driving him up the wall. It's just the most fun you can have on the entire internet that doesn't involve private mode. I said that online, didn't I? I said that out loud.
But we weren't listening. It's all right. It's fine.
I'm convinced he's playing that Elite Dangerous because there's no cliffs or anything involved that you can push him off.
I think you're right. Although recently he hasn't been playing Elite, he's been playing Halo.
Hello.
I have been tempted to sort of drop in and push him off something without, and then just go away again. But I don't think it works. I think if he's playing single player, it doesn't let me just join in.
Yeah, sadly. Okay. We never actually worked out for certain whether you could shove me off stuff in Crackdown, did we?
No, I think you can't in. Was it Crackdown I tried?
That was the last thing we.
Have you got?
Oh, you certainly can't in Division.
Division 2 with the beta thing, we couldn't push each other off.
Not really. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris, have you got Crackdown 3 then?
Yeah. I picked up the Game Pass thing so I could get it.
All right, yeah, because Tommy's birthday next week, and he's got 1 and 2, and he's been pestering for 3 for a bit. So, is it worth getting?
I wouldn't think the game itself is worth getting at whatever 50 quid or whatever it turns out to be.
Yeah.
But the Game Pass seems to be quite worthwhile. I picked up 2 months for £2.
Oh, you should be able to get the if you shop around, you'll be able to get like a 6 month or a year subscription for a reasonable price.
Yeah.
I think it's is it meant to be $8.99 a month or something, or
About that.
£8.99 a month, or it's about £8 a month.
Oh.
So for a year is probably like 70 quid or something.
Yeah.
But it lets you play the 100+ games that they've got on there, and Crackdown is one of them. They've just put Fallout 4 on it. It's going to be on next week or something. And Just Cause 4, I think they put on there this week, and it's only just come out recently. So
yeah, there's
new games that you don't have to buy if you get that. So
there's tons of stuff on it.
What's your favourite ones? Horse Racing 2016.
Horse Racing 2016, which is an amazing game. Please all play it. Wasn't on Game Pass. I actually bought that.
Oh, you actually paid real money for that, didn't you?
I paid $1.99 for it, and it was about $1.98 more than it was worth.
Oh, Spid's in chat. He says, "Hello, peeps. I was hoping to join for a bit, but I think Chris has magically transferred his Angerm to me, and I'm feeling like crud. Getting back early hours and having to work hasn't helped. So I feel bad, Spid. You know, if you're not up to joining, you're not up to joining. It's fine, not a problem. But we expect to see you in next week.
What colour?
Lim sipping an early night on the cards for him.
That sounds fun.
Yeah,
Living the dream.
Oh, it's rock and roll lifestyle for you there.
At what point in your life does it go from being sent to bed early as a punishment to it being a reward?
I think it's when you're about 30.
That's the sort of cut-off point, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I mean, when you're little, it's like, you know, go to bed early, you know, because you've been bad. But now it's you can go to bed early. It's like, woohoo!
You go to your room. Oh, go on then. I can't understand how, as a child, you can't process the idea of being sent to your room as being a good thing, because that's where all your toys are.
Yeah. I suppose it goes back to the days when it wasn't. You didn't have a telly in your room, or computer, or.
I was a young lad. I didn't have a TV in my room, but I had my toys in there.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's more. You're not allowed to feel good, so you get sent there. You know, you're meant to be suffering, so you suffer.
I probably shouldn't enjoy myself while I'm in here. What colour shall I paint this rock?
I can't have fun, so I'll leave me Action Man in the corner and not move the lever at the back of his head for his eagle eyes.
Yep.
Yeah,
the Terminator's got a lever in the back of his head for eagle eyes.
Was he?
The less about his kung fu grip, the better.
Yes, I shall reconnect it so you can see. There we go. I'll do the talking so you can still see me. Where's the camera? There it is. He's got
eagle eyes.
You got eagle eyes, or isn't it?
Yeah.
You don't know where he's looking, and yeah. Because eventually they're going to be motorised.
How fads come round there?
Spid says, loved it when I was a kid. I'd happily sit and read for hours. I had to be forcibly dragged into the living room to socialise with relatives.
Was that just because you didn't like your relatives? Or
I think he said it was when he was a kid, not recently, but it applies recently as well, I should think.
Yeah, I'm like that. You're in the cave quite happily, and then relatives come round and disturb the peace, don't they?
It could be worse. You could be told you've got to go to a party.
I know how much you love parties, Chris.
I do love parties, as long as there's a corner I can sit in quietly.
Yeah.
He's got his shirt that he wears when he goes to parties as well.
A party shirt, yeah.
Yeah. The beige crag offers. Look, actually, it's not beige. It's khaki, isn't it?
I've got a couple of them actually.
The crag offers one.
My going out shirt that's not quite posh, but better than my regular.
Is that when you've got to go out and meet people and then try and do that socially acceptable behaviour thing?
No, it's just sitting in a corner. That's as socially acceptable as I get.
Yeah, he's not joking, Dave. He literally does. I have seen the photos. Every time he goes to a party, that is the highlight for me.
Yeah, well, he did that at Telford.
Sat in a corner, yeah. I like corners.
He sat in the corner and sat on the steps at Telford. Where's Chris? Always sat on the steps. He's all right.
Corners are good because people can't sneak up behind you and surprise you and stuff.
Sneak up behind you and hug you in the street. No one's done that to you recently, have they?
No, not for days. Speed says, my relatives are all right. It's a socialising thing. Plus, most of them smoked at the time, and I hated choking on Regal and Embassy fumes.
He preferred silk cut.
John says, that looked like Jeff Dunham's Ahmed puppet's eyes. I kill you. You don't see him around anymore. I don't know why.
You know about Jeff Dunham's puppet.
I did recently think, I haven't seen Ahmed the suicide bomber for a long time. I wonder if he's been killed off. So I googled him and he's still alive. Because it's the sort of one that you wouldn't be surprised if they did have a go and take him out.
Yeah.
What you got? This is thingy little Tony or something.
Tiny Lou's grill. I'm just trying to get focus. Oh no, nearly.
Is it going to be on a cliffside?
Temporarily, yes. It's a lovely little kit.
It's little, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's HO scale, so it's 1/87.
Which is almost 1/72.
Yeah. So there's the little side door there, and I've put on a little wooden roofy bit over the door, so Tiny Lou's got somewhere to stand out of the rain when he's bringing in his groceries.
Cool.
So once it's actually properly based, I'll put a couple of vertical struts in there and there to sort of support it properly.
Have you got one of your little tiny figures to stand next to it?
Yeah, okay, in a second. I've just got
your well-painted ones.
There we go. I also got a little tiny box of horrendously pre-painted HO scale figures. Here we go. Here's worryingly, a lot of them look like they may or may not be ladies of the night.
Is this Tiny Lou?
I think looking at her from the front, she's not. So she'll use a tweezer.
Oh yeah, she does look a bit like Lady of the Night, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's
not that we
painted as well. They're just proper sort of bodge jobs of thing. So yeah, there's your little. I might have to put a
little red LED
in there.
What a little red LED around the back of that place, don't you? That's what you think.
That work.
Oh, to be honest, I've got a few more kits on the way for this overall diorama that's going to come together eventually. I could probably sneak a cheeky little brothel in there. Yeah. Falling asleep.
That's just obviously our natural positions laying down.
Yeah. I've got the two buildings made at the moment. This one still needs some signs and bits and bobs added to it for detail because I'm changing it. It was originally a little tiny taxi company thing with, for some reason, a newsstand and what is notionally a coffee shop window on that side. But given that it's going to be next door to Tiny Lou, it being a coffee thing as well is a bit, it just doesn't work right.
So we're going to be a coffee shop.
I think I'm going to turn it into a little tiny sort of post office or something.
Worryingly, those buildings look like they should have some kids outside and a rocking chair with a banjo.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I can. There you go. There's a bench.
Yeah.
That bench,
though,
in defence of me, is entirely scratch built. I was quite proud of it.
Spid's getting concerned because someone said coffee and he's not feeling very well. So
I found the little fat man. Yeah, here we go. Awesome. Little podgy fella. Wicked.
It looks like someone from I don't know, Popeye or something. I was thinking for some reason.
Yeah, there's an element of what's his face, the burger guy, Wimpy.
Wimpy.
Yeah.
Little family.
Shouldn't he be
Family, or is that?
That should be Tiny Lou, shouldn't it? Just for the.
Well, there's a dot. Yeah, that's Tiny Lou there, the little tiny one.
No, the fat fella should be called Tiny Lou.
No, he should be a bigger guy called Tiny Lou here, definitely.
Yeah, I think you might. I think I might have to go with that. Tiny Lou is a
Tiny Lou's
the little one. Oops. But yeah, it's an impressive job lot of basically identical figures painted in a variety of different bad ways. I don't even know I can't work out what paint they've used on these, but it's horrendous.
It's not very glossy as well.
Yeah, it's proper. I think it's really cheap paint, and it's a really, frankly, horrendous paint job. If I can...
We can just see colours.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, you can't. It's blurry
There
colours.
we go. State of that.
It's all right. What do you expect? How many people did you get in your box?
Oh, several.
And how much was it?
Oh, it's about a tenner.
For what, 100 people?
Maybe. I can't. Yes, a fair amount.
So you're probably talking about 10p each.
Yeah.
How much paint would you apply to one of them for 10p?
Yeah, true.
Actually, 10p less manufacturing costs.
Yeah. Well, I say, as I need them, I'll repaint them, and hopefully they'll look a little bit less horrendous.
Speed says if you get a 3D scan of yourself, he's going to print you an HO version of you.
Lovely.
But you need to scan yourself first.
Yeah, if you could print me HO versions of a whole load of other odds and sods for buildings, that'd be lovely.
Yeah, but have you seen the size of Paul? If you do an H8 scale version, it'd still be about 4 inches tall.
4 inches wide, Dave. Come on.
Yeah, that's.
I'm average height. I'm just a bit squarer than most.
I was being kind, all right?
So, how's everybody in chat been this week? I know Speed's not been well, but is everyone else all right? My germ's not been spreading across the entire internet, has it? I assume you've all been doing okay. What you been up to? Been building stuff and making things, or not? Or how is everybody?
I haven't even been looking at the chat, I must admit.
What colour's that?
Khaki.
Okay.
XF49.
Shane Young's in saying, "Evening, Chris and everyone. Sorry I'm late. I have a letter from me mum."
That's right.
Good. Yeah, as long as you've got a note, that's all right. Don't do it again.
The letter is H. Just one letter.
Speed says, "I think we need to have a whip round for a new cutting mat for Paul to paint. He's nearly finished that one. I think he's got loads to go yet.
He hasn't turned it round yet, has he?
There is another cutting mat
You haven't turned it over yet.
covered in stuff rather than paint.
He's got that whole other corner and that bit over there to do. And
this bit here, look.
no, you painted that bit now.
Yeah. There's nothing quite so fun as triggering you lot with my cutting mat. Fantastic. It really is.
Well, I don't think you can technically call it a cutting mat, can you? When was the last time you did any cutting on it?
This evening with the lightsaber.
That's not cutting, that's burning.
But it still cuts.
Slash and burn agriculture.
Yeah.
Tyrone's been building and painting some endless spells of my Stormcast army for Sigmar.
He's been painting some what?
I know, endless spells for his Stormcast army for Sigmar.
Oh, endless spells are fantastic things. They're great fun.
What are they?
In the old Warhammer Fantasy, you just cast a spell and there was no physical representation of it. Now you've actually got a model of a spell.
Right, so if you cast Fireball,
yeah, it's like a fireball on the table that can move around independently.
So what's an endless spell then? Is that just
it lasts for the entire game.
Oh, okay. It's just a type of endless fireball or something, or
yeah, and it'll randomly move about the table, sort of thing. There's lots of them. Each faction, each army's got its own unique spells that they can use. But it can backfire on you because the opposing wizard can take control of it and then fire it back at you.
Oh,
That's good fun.
Shane Youngs is still painting the Orc Boomdacker Snaz wagon. Great fun.
It's a snazzy wagon. Yeah, we made the mistake of showing Dad the racing ones.
Oh, the little racy car things. Yeah.
Bricks, yeah.
Has he bought me it?
Not yet, but I think they're in his basket. Not going to let on though.
He hasn't built his Gunpiller yet, has he?
No.
No.
Distracted by
Yeah, that submarine's taken over now.
and yeah, he must have nearly finished that now, though.
No,
He's been doing that for ages.
he will build it faster than Ted did, but then Ted was very ill for a long time, so
Yeah, Ted did have his moments.
he did. Bless him.
And he moved house and all the
Yeah.
other things.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and polish up this metal thing. As soon as everybody else is doing stuff, I'm just going to.
Euphemism?
I thought you were supposed to be reading chat. I thought you were chat, Dolly.
No, not anymore.
Yeah.
Not on my own. I don't do that. Someone else can do that. I'll just sit here quietly now.
Well, me and Paul Cat, because we haven't got the
It's starting to go a little bit, so I'm going to be quieter now.
Yeah, I'm busy. I've got work to do. Got stuff to paint
No, down for a minute.
in the name of science.
Colin,
Can somebody else come in and just read the chat for us, please?
yeah,
I didn't bother doing the whole sanding down this bit with wet and dry paper. But I'm just going to see how Duragit does it.
What we need is a responsible adult. That's what we need. We need Fox or something like that in here. Ted.
Yeah, I know. I thought you said responsible adult.
No, I was using the term loosely.
You can't say a responsible adult and Fox in the same sentence unless
Yeah.
there are sentences. Fox is not a.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I did say Ted.
Yeah. We get Fox's mum in. She's sensible.
Yeah. I think secretly she is the brains of the outfit.
Say secretly.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not a big secret.
No.
Bugger.
I don't know. We're not 9 o'clock, so we've got another half hour yet. So plenty of time. Plenty of time for the people that are in the gang that are in the chat to come in and join us. So I count about 4 or 5 of them, I think. So
Yeah. I've got to go to bed soon because I've got up at 4. It's nasty.
no, four is in the afternoon, Dave.
No, there's 2 in the day.
No, just one.
No, trust me, there's 2. A nice one and a nasty one.
Don't see the point in the other one.
So when was the last time you saw 4 o'clock in the morning? Must have been when you were 18 staggering out of some club somewhere.
I didn't do the whole clubbing thing. I didn't bother.
Yeah.
There are many reasons Chris and I get on quite well. I think one of them is the fact that we're deceptively similar like that. We were too busy going, nah, I can't go doing that.
I may have seen 4 o'clock occasionally if I needed a wee in the middle of the night.
All right.
Last
Which
night,
happens. So it's definitely shinier.
But
And
then
without
what,
all the hassle of having to sand it and stuff.
yeah, but then what happens when you get the parts that are like chromed plastic?
Well, they're quite shiny anyway, as I found out with the other bits. They are already quite shiny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, look.
Yeah, I was under the impression it was going to be all metal and sparkly and lovely and huge.
That's a plastic bit, and that's already quite shiny.
That is quite shiny, yeah.
So that and that go quite well together.
Yeah.
That's the bit I haven't done yet. So that's a bit duller. But
Is it?
a little bit. There's difference in reflections, and it was only a minute's worth of polishing with it. So
Yeah.
I thought I'd have you polishing compounds out and little circles and
well, I did when I did the face bit on that. I did use wet and dry and work my way out through the grades and stuff, but you know, it doesn't make that much difference, really. Huh? John says it just occurred to me that we're watching Chris Polish's Little Terminator.
Yeah.
Yep. It's lucky I'm doing it. I'm not just doing it down here because that's even worse to watch.
Yeah,
I'll make sure.
Yeah, thank you.
It'll be ironic that for once it won't be me that ruins the monetization on a stream.
Yeah, just don't pull that face, all right?
I'll try not to put any faces. People don't like it.
Little tiny rocks.
Lovely. I think John might have fallen over on his keyboard. He's just put lots of letters down that don't seem to make much sense.
Yeah, we can't even play. Right, talking of state, I'm going to have to shoot off then, guys, because it's 9 o'clock.
Not a problem, Dave. Thanks for coming in.
All right,
Through your early morning.
Do I give you a ring at 4?
I'll ring you at 4 a.m. Dave.
Yeah, okay, mate. Cheers.
Yeah, that'll be fine. Yeah, no problem.
Do it.
Bye. So I'm going to go now as well, then, Paul. So you're all right for another half hour, aren't you?
Yeah, go on. I'll just get the Bernie stick back out and make holes and stuff.
That's it for that things.
I'm actually surprised. I'm surprised how good it's. I mean, admittedly, I've only used it like twice. How good it's actually been. I thought it'd be kind of rubbish.
Yeah,
but I mean, there's still time. It could get worse. It could break.
Absolutely. Plenty of time for it to get worse.
Yeah, indeed. All right, that Mod Podge still isn't quite dry. So the big rock face bit will have to wait until tomorrow. Yeah, interestingly, these two small bits I've carved, you can see a lot more of the granularity of the polystyrene in them, annoyingly.
Is it different polystyrene than last time, or?
No, it's the same. It's all from the same block. I think it's just the way I've carved certain bits of it, where I might have been able. I think I've melted it slightly better on the thick piece than I have on the smaller bits.
All right, yeah. And sometimes different bits have got different, almost like construction of bits.
Yeah,
well,
yeah. Some slightly, sort of slightly bigger pieces of stuff versus smaller, but yeah, it's all part of the experiment, isn't it?
Absolutely, it's all about learning. You got to learn.
Yeah.
Shane Young's asking, how's Paul's cat now? Never did get an update.
Oh yeah, he recovered from the illness, but he's on medication now, so hopefully he'll keep going for a while yet. Poor little thing. He was very, very ill. It turns out it was very, very expensive as well.
Yeah.
But you know, it's the joys of having pets.
The joy of cats.
Yeah. Bernie sticks back.
Oh dear.
So,
D, one more day and another week off work. We'll get stuck into my build. Great when time doesn't matter. Be a few late ones next week. What is it you're building? I don't remember. You probably did tell me, but I can't remember. Right. That's about as shiny as I'm going to get that. So I think I'm going to get the panel liner out again. No, I'll put it away too far. I won't bother doing that yet. I'll do it another time. Could put some black bits in the panel liner thing. Actually, it's not that far away. It's in this drawer somewhere.
honestly.
The trouble is, it's got other stuff on top of it, I think, so I can't just get the one I need out.
You've not got nice little single layer drawers that.
No, they don't fit in the single layer drawers very well. So they're too. The bottles are too tall. So.
Oh yeah, because it's Tamiya, isn't it? Yeah.
Actually, the panel line accent color that you apparently can't get in the UK at all. You have to get it through and whatever and import it and things.
I can't. There's something about the chemical being chemically.
I think it is quite chemically, yeah.
Yeah, most things are. In fact, everything is.
Everything's a chemical. I'll do it on camera. But you just touch it in there, and it goes everywhere. It's great. It just fills in the little recesses without you even doing anything.
Bit of caterpillar action.
A lot of caterpillar action on these, yeah. It's lovely. It just adds that little depth to it.
Yeah, I've not got any of that. I tend to use the MiG and the AK stuff just because it's easier to get hold of.
I think I got 3 of them. I got the black, grey, and a brown. The grey's quite nice. It's quite useful. The brown, I haven't really found any colour that it goes with well, if you know what I mean.
Wood. It'll go well with wood.
Yeah, quite possibly.
I'll buy it off you.
1,000 bounce.
No.
There you go. So that's that. Just in that big bit, just darkens it down a little bit, adds a little bit of depth and contrast to it. Nice. I shall be applying that to all of the grooves and crannies.
Nice. But yeah, it'll give it a bit more depth, especially on the plastic parts where it's not going to be quite as shiny.
Sometimes you get a big blob of paint on the end of the brush and it really comes out really well. You see it shoot round.
Yeah. When I'm doing these wood kits, the first thing I do once I've built them is put a wash of a panel line wash, the MiG dust color.
All right, yeah.
And then I work up with a few darker colors over the top of that, and that gives a nice sort of, because it's usually relatively pale wood, so it works the colors up nicely. And then over the top of that, I'll sponge the paint colors, because then I can usually get a reasonable,
given all of that
effect of the sort of the faded paint and stuff. Like I was actually surprised how well it came out on the front of on the blue with Tiny Lou's. So that was the blue itself. I used was the Model Air Sky Blue, and I put it on. And as I put it on, I basically wiped it back off with my finger straight away, and it just gave a really nice sort of faded, streaked, distressed effect, and I was really quite happy with it.
Nice. OD says he's doing the Gundam Dual Assault Shroud. Got a basic suit and a shed load of extra armour. It looks like a tank when it's armoured up.
Ooh, Ted will like that then.
Everyone's saying hello to everybody. Kenneth and Vincent and Colin. Spid says, shiny! I couldn't make myself go for it, but look forward to seeing Mini Terminator come together. Yeah, as and when. So the video only went live this morning and it's been watched for, I don't know, 100 times. Let's have a look. I should do a live update of how many views my latest video that only went live this morning has had.
I'll be honest and say I'm not one of them.
You haven't watched it? Go watch it now. 194 views in 13 hours. So I'm very happy with it. The Terminator seems to go quite well. People seem to like it.
Well, that's the trick, isn't it? Finding things that people other than just your subscribers are interested in. Ow, that's hot.
Hey, burning.
It was the polystyrene, not the lightsaber.
Hey, burning polystyrene.
Yeah, lovely. Tasty.
And what are you doing with these things? They're going to be little rocks or something?
Yeah, I'm basically trying to just seeing if I can get believable actual sort of rock shapes. And then from there, once they're painted up, I can tell if they're.
And rocks generally don't have flat bottoms.
They do when you glue them onto the base of a diorama.
Yeah, but they don't.
Yeah, but I'm going to put water over the bottom bit of them.
Maybe they do then.
It'll be my first ever proper water effects with that, and it's slightly terrifying.
Yeah, I still haven't been able to get my water effects to look quite right. I've been doing a couple of little tests here and there. I'm not happy with it. I need to do the proper water effect for my 2 tugs diorama, but I'm not happy with it yet. I don't know. There's something. I keep watching videos about how to do it, and they all come out looking excellent. And then I try and do the same again, and it comes out looking rubbish.
Yeah.
So
I hate people like that who can do stuff properly.
I'm a bit nervous about doing a proper diorama with it if I know that that's going to let it down, because the water's going to be the main sort of focus of it, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, there are people who can all use all kinds of stuff and it just works perfectly. And as soon as I try it, it's horrendous and a failure.
He says my magic wand don't get that hot. Paul's is plugged into the mains.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Festa says paperweight resin to me. Is that what you're suggesting to use for water effects? I've tried proper, I don't know, I think it was AK or Vallejo water effects and stuff, and I don't know about resin. I try it. I'll pull out and try it. When you say paperweight resin, I don't know exactly what that is.
I assume it's that. Well, I'm fairly certain it'll be that clear.
Like the 2-part epoxy type
that's used to encase stuff in the clear paperweights. Because it's designed to stay clear. Excuse me. But yeah, I'll have to get some sort of water effect, either a paperweight resin or an epoxy, or a sort of a general 2-part epoxy. Play with that a bit. And
Kenneth's telling you underrate everything you do. Your work is brilliant. I notice he doesn't say anything about mine.
You're a lovely, lovely man, Kenneth.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
You're too kind.
No, I think just kind of.
For those who don't know, Kenneth is an Instagram celebrity. He has 2,500 followers.
It's probably more than that by now.
And he once painted an octopus and a lady who was very sad about the octopus, and it was wonderful.
Yeah, it was covered in stuff.
Yeah, I think the octopus was very happy and the lady wasn't.
Kenneth says, I'm not going to lie to you, Chris. Thanks, Kenneth. If I ever get famous, then I know you'll be there to ground me and make me feel like a normal person.
Yeah, he's good like that. I'd like to say I keep you grounded, but I do quite the opposite, don't I? I run you down even further.
Yeah, that's the opposite of grounding, is burying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Spoot says, "'Tis true. You do some fab figs and excel at painting from the mat."
There you go.
And he's just doing it now. Look there. Look.
Yep.
Just on the mat. Look.
Woohoo!
Why don't you just put it straight on the model?
Yeah, I could do, I suppose. Given that it's primer and.
Kenneth does say something nice about me. He says my shirt's nice. Branded. Look.
Yeah.
I'll go back to me again. Look. Branded shirt. Gross Models. It's me. You can get your own Gross Models shirt if you go to grossmerch.co.uk.
Or if you're me, go to Chris and just say, give me a shirt.
Yeah, you could do that, but that's not going to work for everybody.
No, that's true. So yeah, that's www.grossmerch.co.uk.
For all your t-shirt and mug and hat and
hoodie
and something else.
Have you got the embroidered hats or just the printed?
You can get an embroidered hat, but they had some sort of problem with the pricing. It came up stupidly expensive, which they're not really. So I think they're still working on it.
It'll be the first one is expensive. That thing.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be because they've got the embroidery thing sorted. So
okay,
shouldn't be, but they can't seem to turn it off until someone buys one. But they're not going to buy one because it's silly price. They haven't got them on the site yet. But
sure.
We're working on it. More stuff will have become available. In fact, wallets became available only this week, I think. So I published and pushed that a little bit earlier. Go buy stuff.
Available, Chris? A wallet, you say?
A wallet, yeah.
For all your money storage needs.
Yeah. If you've still got money, even after buying my stuff, you can store your excess money in a branded Gross Models wallet.
Or you can store it at www.patreon.com/grossmodels.
That's not really storing it. That's just subscribing to me forever.
Which is no bad thing. Lots of content.
I can hear giggling in the background, but apparently, just got a message from my wife downstairs. It says, "You brought a spider home in the Gazette, and it's loose in my room."
Yeah.
You can't blame me. My mother went out and bought the Gazette, so
You leave your mum alone. I like your mum.
I didn't get the Gazette from the shop today. So, apparently there's a spider loose around downstairs, but at least it's not one of Kenneth's spiders.
In case the internet is wondering, Chris's mum is a lovely person, and she thinks I'm actually her third child. When she can remember my name.
She has trouble with names, but it's just that. John said, "Spider, kill it with fire." Don't tell her that. She'll set fire to the house, and I won't have anywhere to live.
We can get you a door or a box. You'll fit in that.
I'm sure it's probably only that big. They're not gonna,
Yeah. And technically, it's not loose in the house, is it? Because it's not getting out. And
Well, it can escape because it's only tiny.
It's confined in the house.
I'm sure it's not confined. I'm pretty sure it can go wherever it likes.
Yeah, like that one that went in the gap of the back of that car in Australia.
Yeah, I saw that. That was a bit scary.
Only a bit.
Yeah.
Because I'm not in Australia, so therefore, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, in Australia, it wasn't scary at all because that's just like, it's only a baby spider. What's wrong with that?
Yeah. Mate, it's a tiny spider, mate.
You played Spider before.
That's not a spider.
Oh, and there you go. That's my wife in the chat now saying, "It's not funny."
Yes, it is. I can say that because you can't reach me here, Gemma. You can definitely have to take it all out on Chris because I'm a few miles away. Woohoo!
Yeah, but you're only a few miles away.
Yeah, but it's not like she's going to send you out to beat me up, is she?
She might.
Well, she might, but then I'll just hug you and it'll be fine.
Well, we're only going to be live for another quarter of an hour. Then I'll probably have to go and find it and release it humanely into the wild.
That's one of the things I miss about when your mute button didn't always work on Xbox chat, when you'd hear your missus screaming because there was a spider and all that. That was fun.
Tyrone says, "Nuke it from orbit is the only way to make sure."
The video of Chris chasing the spider will be available on his Patreon.
Patreon exclusive video of the dangerous spider.
Patreon.com/gross model.
Oh, that's little pictures of spiders up in chat.
I'm a better pimper of your brand than you are, aren't I?
Sorry, what?
I'm better at pimping your brand than you are.
Yeah, it doesn't feel right pimping myself, but
Yeah, but I don't mind doing it. Hey, you see, admittedly, again, this is only in plain black primer, but that actually looks very rocky already. So hopefully, if I can put a decent top coat on that, something that isn't far too dark like I did with the anthracite, it will look all right.
Yeah, you just want like a battleship grey or something. Oh.
Yeah, German grey's too dark still. Let's have a nosy.
You must have a normal light grey or something.
Oh, I know.
And you got a grey primer.
I'll say, well, yeah, actually, but not that. Where are you, my little chum?
Adam Clark says, "Looking good."
Here we go. There you go. Administratum grey. There's the answer.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Either that or Skaven black.
I don't know.
Although, to be honest, painting a huge amount of rock faces, when I actually get around to doing it in Citadel paints, is just asking for trouble. So I'm going to have a look. One of the best things I ever bought was the complete set of Vallejo Mecha colours in the swanky briefcase.
Yeah, there's a couple of greys in there, and they'll cover it. Really.
It was dirt cheap as well. It was like half price.
Come on, we're all waiting to see what colour it is.
Standard grey there. That might be. The trick is finding the right balance between the base and the highlight as well for a two-cut. I'm probably only going to do a two-tone when I get around to doing it. Obviously, I won't do it tonight because that primer isn't going to dry quick enough.
You're going to have to just email pictures of Grey Cliff and see what you get pictures of.
Yeah, I'll just get pictures of Cliff Richard.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, what I will do,
Years, isn't he?
when I have painted that and done whatever with it, I'll whack it in the boom hut so people can see it and tell me how lovely it is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody in there's in the boom hut. So
I would expect so.
Rusty Beetle says that looks like a mecha colour. It was indeed a mecha colour.
Yes, it was. But yeah, that was there was a little bit of buy when I bought that. There was a bit of buyer's remorse at spending, I think it was 120 quid on a set of paint. But when you think 120 quid for the entire Mecha Colour range, it's actually really, really good value.
Mecha colours, I must admit.
It was one of these supplier special offers from a model shop that wasn't eModels, and yeah, it was just like, yeah, stupid not to.
Kenneth's telling you, splatter the rocks with different shades of grey and blue.
Oh yeah, good idea.
Like Kenneth does with his skin tones when he's painting the buses, give just a splatter thing first, and then you paint over the top of it. But if you're using the Mecha colours, then it probably doesn't matter what you put underneath it because they're just going to cover it.
Yeah, that's one of the good things about the Mecha colours. The opacity is so good. The pigment.
Well, Vincent arrived 10 minutes before we go off here.
Yeah.
Hello, Vincent. How you been? What you been doing?
Working on this little T-34, finishing the filming for the video build. And I'll be putting out the rest of the episodes as soon as I edit them.
Cool. It's a tank, isn't it?
It's a tank, yes.
Yeah, I knew that.
The other bits are in the paint booth because I'm just now preparing to do the rubber bit on the road wheels. So, yeah.
Wheels. Has it got tracks on it, or is it just wheel?
No. It has tracks, but wheels need to go on first, right?
It's only got wheels. Strong tank, says Sergeant Bones. Tom's back with questions. Hurry up then, go on, quick.
Hey.
You've got 8 minutes before I turn off the camera. So load up your questions. They better not be difficult ones.
Oh, my God.
We'll let Vincent answer the difficult one.
And that'll be Paul's department. If they're like sci-fi questions, then yeah, I can do them. Science, maybe, yeah.
Food, I can probably do.
Yeah, Paul will do food. Maths, sometimes.
I did maths once.
Paul can do the maths ones as well. Yeah, there you go. Vincent can do anything on armor.
Yeah, or electricity and.
Oh, it's model making questions. So none of us know. Tom says, "Does oil paint 502 ever dry? And
yes,
will 5 days be enough for a clear coat?" It depends how thick it is, really. Oil paint will dry eventually, but it takes absolutely ages.
Yeah, I would say you're looking at least 5 days with the Abteilung.
Yeah, if you've done a thick coat of it, then 5 days probably isn't enough. Probably going to take a couple of weeks. But if it's a normal sort of brushed on finish, then yeah, 5 days is probably all right. Give it a poke it with a cocktail stick or something. See if it.
Yeah, what I've done when I've had that and waiting on a gunk wash is to use the American term for our American cousins is a Q-tip. Just run a cotton bud across the top, and if it comes up slightly dirty, it's not dry yet.
Rusty Beetle says Stargate SG-1 or Atlantis. I like both. They fit together very nicely. I don't have a problem with either.
Actually, I've only ever seen the film. I've seen Stargate with Jack Burton and the other people.
You've not seen the series?
No.
Ever?
No.
Why not?
Don't know.
Go and watch it. I will wait.
All right.
It's only.
I was going to actually because
it's fine.
Colin was binge watching it, and it's on demand, so I'm probably going to watch it.
Kenneth has a question. How long will you stay on if I keep asking questions? About 6 minutes.
I mean, you can keep asking questions after we've gone on offline, Kenneth.
Yeah, the chat will be there, so it's fine. Dad has a suggestion, observation, and tip. Before applying, put a drop on some cardboard to absorb some of the oils.
Yes.
Oil paint is obviously full of oils, and if you just put a bit on some cardboard or thickish paper, like
As
newspaper.
if
You'll see the oil just seep away from it all over the place, like
That's
Paul has done there.
exactly like that.
Big
So it's a whole bit of
yeah, that's a big difference between Abteilung and like artist oils as well, where Abteilung will already contain far less actual oil in it.
All right, they remove some, do they, or don't put it in?
true artist oils are very rare.
Tom says in some places it's thick, it's the interior. Yeah, if in doubt, leave it a bit longer. You're better off leaving it too long, because you can't leave it too long, than messing it up for the sake of leaving it for a couple more days, unless you're in a rush or need it for something. But leave it. Kenneth's got questions. He says, "What's your favourite colour, Chris?" Red. What's your favourite colour, Paul?
I'll tell you in a moment. I'm just trying to find it for you.
Okay. And he says, "How tall is Vincent without heels?"
1.85 m.
What's that in real money? I don't do height.
1.6'2". He's a
6'1", I think.
to use the English parlance. He's a lanky streak of piss.
Yeah, lanky. Yep. Sergeant Bone says, "Chris, what's your favourite colour?" Already answered. Rewind and watch again if you like. Yeah.
Hang on. I can't find it.
Tom says, "I've heard of pictures paintings not drying for years." Possibly, but again, it depends on how thick it is. I think if you're doing artist painting things, then it's very thick, and it sometimes leave actual texture.
My answer to favourite colour, Pantone 363.
Okay, what's that?
Green.
Okay. Kenneth says, "How are Vincent's ants?"
Good. Still alive. Still not really showing themselves, but they're dicks.
How do you know they're still alive if you can't see them?
You can
Because they
hear
come
them.
out for food.
Do you give them like frikadels and stuff?
My
Kenneth gives them huntsman spiders, so I'm figuring that you give them something natively Belgian.
No, they just get mealworms.
Bit of
Mealworms and dry cat food, which I moisten with a little drop of water.
Dry cat food.
Yeah, because there's proteins in that. They will eat it.
What's the difference between a dry cat and a moist cat?
the length of the claws that are
One's
stuck in
not
your arm.
pissed off. Yeah.
Tom asks, "How did the treehouse start?" You mean the model maker's treehouse, the boom hut admin sort of side of things? I don't know. I wasn't there at the start.
Fox had a drink at one point, I imagine.
Yeah, Fox was.
Fox's fault. Yeah, basically.
I mean, that's usually how something like that starts. Someone had a drink.
Yeah, he, as I recall, he basically had made friends with several. I say like-minded. No one like-minded when it comes to Fox. Several much more sensible model makers, and he basically put together that original core group. And kind of.
As I understand it, the treehouse came into function so they could all get together and chat and talk things out without having to use messenger groups, things like that. So he just created a Facebook group about that, and then sort of did the boom hut to open it up to the unwashed masses, and that's how we went in.
Yeah, but then of the original group, Ant got married, so
And got married and got a dog.
The New Zealand bloke whose name I completely forgot.
Will had other things going.
Yeah, he's got weird working hours and stuff like that, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Adam's not been well. He's the American guy. He's still around, but not around as much. Yeah, I got invited and joined, and that's what killed it off.
Yeah, I think so.
Pretty much, yeah. Right. I'm finished with the questions now, so you can ask all you like, but I'm not going to answer anymore. It's 29 minutes past 9, so that means we're in the final minute, and it's time to wrap up. So thank you all for watching another week. Thank you all for joining another week. Paul's obviously been there throughout most of the night. Thanks, Dave, and thanks, Vincent, for coming in.
No worries.
And yeah, we'll see you all same place, same time next week. Before next week, we've got, what are we today? It's Thursday, isn't it? I always get confused what day it is. Thursday. So tomorrow night, I've got tomorrow night off, and Saturday I've got off as well. So Sunday, Fox has got his normal Warhammer 3 o'clock thing, as far as I'm aware. And then I'll have my 8 o'clock late night Warhamster, where I'll be doing a bit more of the Orange Taurox, which is coming together quite nicely. I've been doing a little bit of the Warhamster as well in between times. So my little channel, not channel mascot, but the Warhammer mascot will be up and running soon and featuring in things. So that's that. Monday's e-models as normal. And then we're back to next Thursday with me and others, hopefully. So, yeah, thanks for coming in. Thanks for joining me.
See you everyone later.
We'll see you all
I'll
next
get
time.
this rock finished at some point. And
Bye-bye.
see ya. Bye.